Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel. I have a very last minute Halloween tutorial for you, but I think this one was pretty cool and didn't really take me that long. So to start off, I am just going to block out my brows. Just a word of advice, this purple glue stick that I'm using is not the best. I've always heard that the white one is better, but I just had the purple, but now I'm a true believer. White one has to be better because this was pretty terrible. Anyway, you just brush through the glue with a spoolie through your eyebrows and then powder it down so it is not sticky and will not mess up throughout the rest of your makeup application process. Takes a lot of powder, clearly. Okay, finally jumping in. So I'm using this Makeup Forever Flash palette. You don't have to use this palette, and honestly, like looking back, I definitely would not have used cream paints. I would have 100% used water-based paints, but this is what I decided to use. So I just start off with a small liner brush to outline me eyeball, or me eye socket, I should say. And then I'm just using this larger concealer brush to kind of fill it in. And then once I get it to the area that I kind of like, I start going in with powder, because that's one thing you do have to do whenever you use cream-based products, is you must use a powder to set it into place. So I just kind of go in, I'm using a very dense like shader brush to pack on all of this powder. And this is actually what I fill in most of the eye socket with, just because I think it gives it the darkest pigment and kind of looks the most natural. So just jumping back in with that same liner brush again, I'm going to start carving out the hollows in my cheekbones. So something that you don't necessarily see me doing is oh, there you go. Okay, you do see it. So I'm literally poking my face to try to find the actual bone structure in my face. Does that make sense? And then I'm literally just going to do the exact same thing. Take that concealer brush and then paint it further down, and then once I have it to my liking, I'm going to then jump back in with the dense like shader type brush and powder everything into place and kind of create the gradient with that. Now whenever we get here towards the end of kind of like this whole skeleton vibe, you'll see that I don't actually fill in this entire space. I kind of like the way that it's very gradient and like ombre-esque. It kind of just makes it, to me, look a little bit more hollow. So something else that skeletons have are jawbones. So I'm just carving mine out, making mine look a little more aesthetically pleasing. And then jumping in to me nose. Now you can do your little skull nose however your little heart desires. I just think this is the most, I don't know, appealing skull nose on my nose. So I'm just literally making two little points and then filling in the entire thing. Same exact process as I have done so far with literally every other black portion on my face, filling it in, and then I'm going to powder it into place. Very repetitive. Yes. I know. But in the end, it looks pretty cool. I will say it looks pretty cool. Still powdering. Okay. So now I'm just kind of carving out the rest of my face, because skeletons, you know, their faces, you know, they're just not that big. And I've got a big one. And if you're lucky enough like me to have a beautiful hairline that makes you draw halfway back onto your head, you know, this is the point in the tutorial where you do that. I discovered that it was a lot easier to clean up if I used this eyeshadow, you know, the powder that I'm setting this with, to fill in like where my hairline is, just, you know, for cleansing purposes. Getting grease paint out of your hair is a nightmare. Water-based paints, not that big of a deal, but grease paint, horrible. So here you're seeing me kind of paint on. Oh, and we jumped ahead. Yes, I completely forgot. Guys, my camera died and I missed a lot. So clearly you see I have filled in a lot of my face with this green paint. And I even drew some like neck bones and some collar bones. I am so sorry about that. But you're here just in time for the hardest part of any skull look, the teeth. I am using a concealer brush and I'm literally just pushing it down and kind of turning my concealer brush to the side to get the like root look. You know, where it kind of like drags down a little bit, kind of like right there, and then did I turn it right there? That's what I'm doing. So you just do that 500 times across your face, and then you go in with more green paint and fill in between, like the tiniest amount between all the teeth, and then you go fill in all around the teeth. This is the most tedious part of this process. Like, I probably spent a good half hour at least doing this process alone. The rest of the face really didn't take that long because it's just kind of like however you want it to look. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is your Halloween costume. You make it however you want. The green paint that I did use is from the Mayron Paradise Paints palette. It's in the Tropical palette. It was just kind of like that lime green shade. I just thought it'd be really cool to be, you know, like a lime green skeleton, you know, like that's pretty cool. But right here, you see, okay, see earlier whenever I was talking about I didn't fully fill in that black area on my cheekbone? Well, there you go. You see how cool that looks? I know. I'm a genius. I know. So here I am taking just a liner brush and using the same black eyeshadow to fill in and kind of shade around my teeth. Now, I'm not doing a lot because, like, truthfully, I'm just not that, like, good at it, okay? So, like, but don't tell anyone that. But, you know, like, I mean, just keeping it 100. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to make it look as cool as possible. And, you know, you got some teeth. And then I'm literally just painting the rest of my body. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't paint my entire body because I thought that would be like a nightmare because, you know, I'm not wearing this out. I'm just doing this for you guys. But, like, if I were you, I'd use, like, water-based paints and just paint the rest of your body. Here I am literally just taking black eyeshadow and kind of creating a little bit of contouring around my skull, you know, just to make it look a little more realistic, to make me look pretty cool. And then here is where I make it look mad. So I literally scrunch my brows together and then just, you know, paint around where my, like, wrinkles are. And that's just, I mean, that's kind of it, guys. Like, after this, doing a little bit of, like, last minute contouring. Like, after this, oh gosh, I almost forgot. Highlighter. Yes. I threw in, like, this tiny, like, iridescent green highlighter just in, you know, some points, and then filled in my waterline with black liner. And that's it. Yay, see, we're done. Okay, you see how I didn't paint a lot of my body? Yeah, you should do that. Okay, bye, guys.